Mm-hmm. Good to
Cool.
go.
As
Alrighty.
I'll ever be.
We are live, and I'm really hoping that moving pictures are a thing, because if I navigate away from looking at Discord, it all looks like it all stops. So, but we are live. And that means that it is time for us to quickly reintroduce who everybody is, and introduce our one new player who will be joining us at some point this evening, or whose character, I should say, will be joining us at some point this evening. He's already here. I am, of course,
Hi.
Joey. I am the Dungeon Master.
Ellie, I'll be playing Marith.
Hi, I'm Kian. I'll be playing something. Adrien now.
Joseph, I'll be playing Lucas.
I am Dusty. I will be playing Atrix.
I'm going to be playing Roquin.
Alright. Now, to catch everybody up to where we currently are, we are currently still in the middle of the night attack on the manor where you all were staying, the beacon, in which Atrix and Lucas are currently backing up to the door. If I remember correctly, Lucas is on top of the archway to the gates, and Atrix has just gone through them.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas has also just noticed that the ally that has been helping him the whole time is none other than one of their missing colleagues. A certain Lady... Sorry, I had to navigate away from my notes to see the stream stuff. And I'm now bringing it up on another computer as well, so that I don't have this problem again. Lady Dembélé. As such, I will believe, if I remember correctly, we left off at the top of the round, which means everybody had just gotten a chance to act.
Mm-hmm.
Which is when Atrix, you moved through the gate, Lucas took his place on top of the gate, and Lady Dembélé caught up to the gate. And so far, Marith and Hadrian are still inside the building and have not been participating in this combat. Is that what everyone else remembers?
Yep.
To the best of everybody's ability?
Yep.
Alright. Then I believe I will transition back to the map for everybody else real quick, and we will pick up right where we left off with zombies getting to take their turn. Alright. And of course, the two zombies have been trying to get to the three of you, meaning that they will shamble their way forward. Lucky for y'all, they are not the, shall we say, fastest things in the world. will take them a hot second. Making sure I remember how fast they move. I do. This one can actually catch all the way up to Lady Debris. The other one's not going to make it to y'all. Getting to about there. Which will bring us back to Atrix's turn. You have gone through the gate, so currently you can see them through the wrought iron if you would like to duck around the actual hardwood gates, or you would have to re-exit and go back outside the gates if you want to do anything. Other than make a break for the actual complete interior of the building.
I would say me still being about half health, a little less than.
You do now have a
stay
fence in
inside.
between you. So it will take them time if they were going to bust in to get you.
Mm-hmm. I would be about another 5 feet from where I am on the map. I'd be another like 5 feet inwards, like inside the gate.
Okay, so you can probably see them through the bars.
Mm-hmm. Could I shoot through the bars?
You can certainly try.
Could I just open it up and shoot and then close it again?
I mean, you could just walk over towards the section where the bars are and stick the tip of the bow through the bars. Because all you have to do is
I'll
get the
probably
arrow
just do
through.
that.
It's
And
more...
then just try to hit the closest one to Lady Debris.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
$16.
Yeah. That one would hit.
And I got a 7 damage.
Alright. It's looking pretty rough. And that would make it Lucas's turn. You are currently still on top of the gate.
I am. I am simply going to stay up here. Not going to move. Just kind of pay attention to things.
Okay. I believe that makes it Lady Debris' turn. And she is going to take her swing at that first zombie that's right next to her again. And that's a hit from her. And that is the first one that you guys see actually go down. Or first of the zombies, anyway. As it collapses into a pile of ash. And I think she's the only one that's close enough because the top of the wall would be outside of its 5 foot. Saving throw for her, which she easily makes, which is already better than last time. Which would make it I have no idea who is drawing circles in the corner of my map or why it's there. That would make it the zombie's turn again. Actually, no. Lady Debris would move on the inside of the fence with Atrix, now that she's clear. Provided nobody is preventing her from doing so. Then it would be Zombie's turn. Zombie is going to come up to the front of the fence, but is no longer able to get in unless one of you is planning to let him in. So he will simply bang on the door.
Doing any damage to the door?
As far as you can tell, not yet.
Cool.
That would be the end of their turn. Is either Marith or Hadrian going to be getting involved yet?
I don't intend to, no.
I'd at least like to come up and see what the commotion is.
So you're coming up to at least to the main doors.
Just gonna take a peek. Yeah.
Okay. If you're taking a peek out the front doors, what you would see would be Atrix and Lukas, who would both be breathing heavy, obviously having been in combat, as well as a third individual, which you can only kind of see from the distance you're at, just sticking your head out through the door. But you would be able to see the scythe in her hand, if nothing else. And you'd be able to hear the banging of something on the gate on the other side.
Well, that sounds just terrible. We've missed all the action.
At this point, I'm going to let Atrix, Lukas, is there anything else that you would like to do? Because it has been long enough that the guardhouse directly across is about to respond to the obvious fighting that's happening in front of the building. So is there anything else you would like to do right here in this moment? No? In that case, I will transition back to the player cams as several guards, as well as a few of the black-cloaked vigilant guys that you had only seen so far one of, the wizard, very rapidly appear from the guardhouse, and it does not take them long to deal with a singular zombie. That's all they find directly in front. And those of you who are still outside, provided you haven't gone inside, would notice the voices of both Lukas and the Pythonian vigilant woman that you had met with yesterday. Histonina Freti. You would hear both of their voices shouting orders to their various factions to spread out and search and see if anything else had gotten into the city. As well as at least one of them suggesting going to alert the Paladin Calloway, that there had been another incursion. At this moment, you can drop any initiative, and we are going back to you lot, two fairly injured, or I should say fairly exhausted, and the two that had stayed out of most of the action appearing fairly fresh, as well as a ragged-looking Lady Dembélé just inside the manor grounds. And what would you all like to do?
I think you mentioned that her hand is injured. Gonna open my site to cure wounds for her.
Okay. You cast Cure Wounds on Lady Dembélé. Yeah, go ahead and roll for your healing stuff. Whatever you have. I'm not looking at your character sheet, so I honestly don't know.
It was a 5.
5? Okay. She looks a little bit... you notice she looks a little bit better.
Cool. I genuinely don't know what questions I would want to ask.
I would like to rest and not hurt anymore.
Yeah, I think I'd do the same. I want my HP back.
The rest of you want to potentially question later, go back to bed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I won't fight this now.
So,
That's what the group.
the lot of you head back inside. Lady Dembélé currently accompanying you, because she doesn't really have anywhere else to go. And as you all get back inside, I'm going to have... actually, I don't need to, because I can just look at this again. Meredith, you would be the only one that would notice this.
All right.
There is a faint aura around Lady Dembélé's the raven clasp that she has on her cloak, that as soon as she steps into the building, you see it flicker for a moment and vanish. About 3 seconds after that happens, she collapses to the ground.
Well, she's no use to anyone on the ground passed out. So, someone want to pick up her feet? I got her shoulders. Let's get her to a bed or something. Wake her up, or let her sleep it off. Whatever the hell we need to do with it.
I'll assist.
Okay. So
It's
the
on the
two
way
of
to a
you
bed anyway.
carry her to some bed somewhere. I assume one of the ones in the rooms that you guys were using.
As she's laying there, or as they're carrying her, whatever, can I maybe put like a drop of holy water on her forehead, just to
Yep. You do.
cool.
And nothing happens, but you do.
Sweet. All right, just wanted to get that out of the way.
Gonna do it at some point.
Atrix and the holy water. But yeah. And then, were you guys going to do anything else, or were you guys also going to try and get some rest?
We can't question her now, so
No, there's nothing I can do.
All right.
Check her pockets.
If you want to, man, I won't stop you. But that's your
stop you
business.
either. Look on disapprovingly.
I mean, not to like take anything, just to make sure she doesn't have anything that could potentially hurt us or harm us.
She does have her small satchel with her.
Okay.
If you're going to search it, go ahead and roll investigation.
8.
8.
Yes.
It appears to be her traveling bag with her stuff in it. Nothing of any apparent interest seems to be in there.
Cool.
Alright. Then, if that's the only thing you want to do before getting some rest, you all can get the rest of your well-earned evening's slumber.
Thank God.
So,
I'm assuming a long rest.
yes, you can take a long rest. Meaning, any spells that you use can be replenished, any hit points regained,
Leapity doo dah.
and you all are no longer quite as exhausted.
Well, we didn't die.
You didn't die.
Not yet, anyways.
It's a good
Right.
start. You didn't die.
I'll take it.
Is the lady whose name I never bothered to remember before, so why would I know it now? Is she awake with us when we get up, or is she still up?
She still is out when you all come to.
All right, cool.
Now that it is much lighter out, with some light coming through the windows as well as you all being much more rested, you can tell just by looking at her that she is significantly more beat up than it originally appeared. And significantly more so than you all found yourself in the cell when you had awoken. There are places where clothes have been ripped or cut, and you can see in some of those places you can see thin lines where she herself was cut or very bruised. And in spite of Marith doing a little bit of healing last night, you notice she is significantly injured.
Is she still breathing?
Yeah, she is alive.
Okay. Okay.
But those of you who have had some combat experience before this, the fact that she made it here on foot is surprising.
Oh, that kind of beat up.
She looks like she should have been probably having rest and recuperation for the last 2-3 days, rather than have showed up fighting her way to get to you. And you suspect that for her to make a full recovery is going to be a while. Though consciousness may come back later today. You aren't entirely sure. But there are some people who are going to want to have a conversation with you today anyway. Namely, the Lieutenant Willingham, and Nafriti are both going to want to discuss what happened last night with you, as well as Paladin Calloway, since at least two of them saw a retreating Lukas and Atrix returning into the manor as they flooded into the streets to deal with the problem. Now, they have left notice that they would like to speak with you rather than to disturb you guys while you were staying there. And at that note, it is also worth mentioning that you all have not seen the Lady Mayor yet this morning. Apart from that,
I'd say
the day is yours.
first order of business, get some refreshment.
If I may, about what time of the day is it, by the way?
About mid-morning, because this happened probably... The attack happened probably about 3-4 in the morning, so those of you who wanted to crash again afterwards are waking up sometime mid-morning. You guys could have a nice brunch, but breakfast is probably long over.
Given that I didn't fight, I'm not certain that I'm waking up this late. I had no need whatsoever.
If you want to wake up earlier, that's fine. You can have had
That's
breakfast
irrelevant.
and be waiting with... But when the rest of the group is waking up is going to be probably around mid-morning. Are you taking refreshment here, or are you taking elsewhere?
Here should be fine. I think we'll go with that.
If they offer, I'll take it here.
Okay.
I made breakfast. I will sit and wait with the Reaper here, see if she wakes.
Okay.
Good plan.
Then the rest of you partake in some lovely brunch while Hadrian waits for to see if Lady Dembélé, whose name you very suddenly
Oh, I'm
remember.
not waiting. As soon as they leave, I'm gonna start trying to wake her up.
She groans a little bit, but doesn't seem to stir yet.
I'm gonna try a little more forcefully. Not that forcefully, man. Not that forcefully.
Not boom. Oh.
Stabble.
Now she's gonna sleep longer. Why? 'Cause she started to come to, and I think I just knocked her back out.
No, but I'm gonna like really give a shake to those shoulders.
She remains unconscious, but
Big bummer.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna root through her stuff.
You're gonna root through her stuff.
Just see
All
what she's got.
Roll your investigation.
Oh yeah, just make sure. That was a natural 19. I don't remember what my investigation is, but I got a lot.
All right. You find mostly what Atrix did last night. It's a lot
Yeah,
of
23.
basic travel gear. It's surprisingly Spartan, knowing that she was some kind of noble at some point, at least. At least referring to herself as Lady Dembélé. But you do find 4 singular cards. Just 4.
Say cards, like playing cards?
Yeah, they're playing card size.
Is there something on the cards, or are they just like note cards? What's up with these cards?
I mean, the backs look like playing cards. There's just only 4
And
of
the fronts?
them. The fronts, each one looks... Actually, give me a second. Because I have them over here.
Holy Mary, Mother God, pray for sinners now and at the hour of our death. Holy Mary, Mother God, pray for sinners now and at the hour of death.
They're not those cards.
Holy Mary, Mother God, pray for sinners now and at the hour of our death.
I know which cards you're worried they are. They are not those cards.
Thank fuck.
What cards?
I'm
It
going
may
to
not be
show
religious,
you here in a
but
second.
it's clear prayer works.
But one of them was not sitting where I thought it was, so now I have to find that one specific card. You find... I'm just going to hold them up here in front of the camera. Hopefully they don't glitch out completely.
Oh, that's really it's getting chopped out.
They look rad when I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little bits and pieces that I can see at a time look pretty cool.
If I'd have realized it was going to do this, I'd have... maybe if I... Let me try holding them in front of a binder so that it gives them not the same color binder as the back of the cards. But I'm hoping that if I hold up this binder, it'll give them enough. Oh, no, it's just going to completely make my
No,
face
your
disappear.
face just disappeared.
But yeah.
Goodbye.
Ability cloak.
You might
Man.
consider just dropping a photo of them on the in the group chat or something.
Yeah. I was hoping to do it so that everybody could see them, but it's not going to work that well. So,
Or if you put it in our you mean like
yeah.
our
So that
zeros
the people
viewers.
the people that were watching could see it. But
Oh
I will
shit! No, our one viewer.
I will send pictures to the
Well, thank you for watching.
I think they're gone now. It's a shame.
Well, they still watched.
Still appreciate it, mate. Whenever you come back, I know you will.
Please.
Okay. So I will be dropping these into the Discord here in a second. And they're just sitting on my keyboard, so those are the 4 cards that you found.
Spooky.
And for those of you who are watching at home, they are from an actual D&D supplement called Taroka cards. Specifically the cards Paladin, Hooded One, Philanthropist, and Beast. So, if you would like to look up images, you can. Unfortunately, I didn't realize I was going to have this issue with my camera, so I did not add any to the Roll20 or anything to show.
Well, mental note of that.
You also find yourself specifically drawn to the Hooded One card.
How drawn are we talking to? Like, I think it's really pretty, or are we talking like magical pull drawing my attention to it?
It feels like it was meant for you. But that something else is supposed to take place before you are to get it.
I was gonna put it back anyway, but knowing that there's a reason I shouldn't have it yet, I'll put it back. I'll put it all back right where I found it.
Okay, but that's the only thing that strikes you as interesting in her bag. Though, as you look through her stuff, you notice her scythe is gone.
Well, no, because I remember she summoned it to her hand. That's not that interesting.
But yeah, it's gone again.
Whoop-de fucking do. Magic's real. It can do weird shit.
Yep. Alright.
But no, otherwise I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Alright. Then the rest of the folks will have their brunch. I believe you said you were trying to take it here, correct? You weren't going to go somewhere else?
Yes. If offered.
Yeah, you can have brunch prepared here. Still noticeably a lack of the Lady Mayor. She has not actually come to see you all this morning, which...
Odd.
A little bit. But yeah. You have also gotten handed the notes that say that your presence has been requested by Lieutenant Willingham and Histina Friti.
All right. I think once we've had our fill, we should probably just head there.
Alrighty.
So you guys want to go check out Alice's again?
Y'all gonna visit Alice's?
I think 7 times is enough.
7 times in one day was enough? You don't want to visit first thing the next morning?
I think she's sick of us at this point.
Sick of us, her most loyal customers.
So long as you go in there and you keep dropping gold, I don't think she's gonna get that sick of y'all. Because you guys
Granted
have
that we're
already...
not actually paying for the valuable stuff, I'm not certain. Like, we only bought the one thing.
Yeah, but if you keep going there and dropping gold, she's still making money on y'all.
I bought a potion of healing too, so...
Oh, you bought 2 things. 2 whole things.
I thought you bought 2 potions from her.
It'd be good for her if we were, like, arrested in her store, though, so maybe we should answer the summons while it's still a summons and not a warrant.
Fair.
Fair enough.
But
Just for the record, that was all out of character. I am still in the room and have no idea of your plan to go see this sheriff.
Are you going to try and collect Hadrian before you go, or are you leaving Hadrian here?
Maybe we should.
I want my bodyguard with me. So yes.
Valid point. Yeah, we should probably scoop him up.
All right.
We'll scoop.
So, assuming Hadrian is planning on going with you after you have discussed the fact that you all plan on going to visit once again the Irons and Lieutenant Willingham and Histi Nefriti. If I keep having to say that name, I will eventually remember the whole thing.
Maybe.
Without having to look
I
at my
do
notes.
intend to join them. And I also intend to, along the way, request that we not mention the return of our ex-compatriot, ex-companion. I got that wrong. Until we hear her side of the story.
All
I
right.
agree. If they ask, we don't know her.
And
What
when
was
we
that?
go back
Oh,
to
yeah.
get him, could we lock the door behind him from the outside so she doesn't escape while we're gone, just in case?
I'll say you can do that.
I mean, there's a window. She's desperate enough.
Let's just tie a rope to her ankle really fucking tight, and then one to the bedpost.
I got 50 feet of hempen rope.
As do I.
We probably all do, I'm pretty sure. Most of the packs come with it.
Alrighty. So,
I'll donate such.
y'all attempt to secure Lady Dembélé in this room with rope and locked doors.
Gonna look real suspicious if we say we didn't know her and she's like tied to the bed.
Go back in later. She's like trying to undo the knot. We open the door. Hey, how's it going?
Are search warrants a thing?
Yes.
But not
Well,
for
in
professional
that case-
adventurers.
But yeah, y'all can do that if you'd like.
If we really think we need to.
This
We
is
can
another
absolutely do it.
situation where if someone wants to actually do it, sure, but I think the locked door is enough.
I think just the door is fine. She's not gonna fight her way out from the sound of things.
Honestly,
I
I'm
got
not
a
even
thousand
certain
ball
she's gonna
bearings I
wake
can
up.
spill on the floor.
If we go have a chat and come back,
Right.
she's probably still gonna be asleep anyway. We'll be
Right.
fine.
But yeah. Alright. So you
Okay.
lock the door behind you and leave her to her rest. And go across the street to meet with the lieutenant and the wizard. When you enter the building,
ILT.
it is immediate that you are recognized and sent to actually the same meeting room you were in when you woke up the other day, where the lieutenant
Starting out
and
like this room.
the wizard were. This time, Paladin Calloway is also present. And it is the lieutenant who greets you first with the... it seems you had a eventful night. Or at least some of you.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Right?
nothing to write home about.
I rolled and fell out of my bed. It was so unpleasant. You wouldn't believe it.
1,000 count.
Listen
pensions.
here.
But yeah. After at least one wisecrack and that from y'all, there's the sigh from him of just, you were involved with the incursion last night, correct? The
Involved as in
Instigators, if that's what you're
friends,
implying.
Yeah.
Excuse me, involved? No, I would say we are not involved.
I'm
Like
not saying
reacted.
you called it or caused it, but were involved. You were active participants in what happened.
Yeah, I suppose you could phrase it that way.
Call it reactive, but sure.
Fair enough. Did you see anything before the initial attack of any kind?
I heard some noises and peeked out the window. There was some flashes of something, light of some kind. Then I saw some things that still not 100% what they were, but looked like zombies to me. So I did what any rational person would do and pulled my blade and went to work.
Understand.
I'll lean over and tell him he needs a new dictionary because wherever he got his definition of rational from, it's wrong.
I was raised by bandits.
You have bandits have a shitty ass dictionary. I tell you what, boy.
We can have this discussion later.
But yeah, at that, both Histe Nefrite and Calloway go almost in unison. They were zombies. At least the ones we saw were. Though, from the investigation we did afterwards, it looks like there was something else there too. Something smaller. That we're less certain of.
Yeah, those were little cats, cat zombie thingy-majiggers. I stabbed one and it went poof and made my nose itch. So there was that.
They both kind of went poof.
It was after dealing with them, they kind of just disintegrated into like thin ash.
It is Histe Nefrite that actually speaks up at that and goes, yes, we believe they were referred to as ashen zombies. They are not the most common type of undead, as they require very specific rituals in order to create. For starters, they are made from ash, as you said, rather than simply a corpse, as most undead tend to be. That being said, it is corpse ash, so there is that. But the downside is that is most likely how they've been gotten into the city. It's not hard to smuggle ash in. A corpse, someone would notice missing. A bottle of ash can easily be concealed on a person.
I've known plenty of people who had urns full of their deceased parents, siblings, whoever really, and those people would really notice. I think they'd notice a missing urn before they'd notice a missing corpse in a graveyard. I'm saying.
But as an item people are bringing in,
Sorry, my drink went down the wrong pipe. Exactly. As an item being brought in, an urn full of powder or ash. Well, cremation is not the norm anymore. It still is practiced in some parts. And the followers of certain gods still practice it for all intents and purposes. The difference here being this is ritually prepared ash. Someone couldn't just take the ash of, as you put it, a brother, father, mother, daughter, whatever, and use it to form one of these zombies. It would have had to been properly prepared first. It would have taken long enough time that someone would have caught them in the act, but well before the ash went missing. But no, I think this ash was brought into the city deliberately, but the downside is we don't know when, as this isn't something any guard would have been checking for. There'd be no reason to. It unfortunately
can we
also
start
means...
checking for it now?
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
but
that might help.
We don't know how many of them are already here.
Fair.
We don't know when they started bringing them in. It could have been when you folks arrived. It could have been before. It could have been...
You said it was magic
years.
ash, right?
It is ritually prepared ash, yes.
Okay, so you got magic people. Forgive me if I'm not putting the numbers together right, but it seems like 2 and 2 makes 4. Magic ash, magic people equals 4. Find the magic. Just find it. Use the magic to find it.
You do understand how long it would take to search this city.
I don't, but okay.
There aren't.
I concede my point to you.
There aren't that many wizards capable of doing such a thing here in the city at the moment. The city's large enough that it would take weeks to go door to door searching for such a thing. Not to mention the fact that we would have to file enormous amounts of paperwork simply to enter buildings that we suspected might have it.
You do. I don't.
And that is how you get arrested. That is still breaking and entering.
But if the guard know what we're doing...
It's still breaking and entering.
Then you do it. I don't really care the politics of it. Just fucking get it done, man.
I apologize on behalf of my companions. I'm sure you and your men are working as hard as you are able at the moment, and we would be happy to assist in any way that you feel we can.
That would be greatly appreciated. Did you notice anything in particular about the combat that you all faced? I know once my men and the lieutenant's men arrived here on the scene, there wasn't much left of the group that had attacked you, specifically. But anything that you know about them could potentially be of benefit.
Is it safe to assume that before we went to bed, Lukas and Atrix, myself and give me a second, it'll come to me. Marith, the rundown of what all happened? Or since we didn't establish that before, it did not happen.
I don't know. Lukas, Atrix, did you give him the rundown on what happened?
If you asked, I would have.
Yeah. I feel like it was kind of implied, like when Meredith came down, I'm like, oh, what happened?
I'm gonna say Meredith got at least
Okay.
part of it.
So then we have the full story. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Noted.
But yeah,
Full story through the eyes of greatness.
that's. She asks you if there was anything in particular about the combat that stuck out as different or interesting, other than you mentioned the ash, which is understandable. Though the cat things, I'm uncertain of what they could have been. It's not something I'm familiar with, though. Well, I know
At Ash zombies?
the ash zombies I am familiar with. I've heard of them and vaguely
Yeah,
of
like-
how you create one. It was not a,
Did you do it with a cat?
to my knowledge, no. But that doesn't mean that someone hasn't figured out some way to do such a thing.
Fair.
No, as I recall the events, the most interesting things have been discussed. Ash zombies that pooped when you did it, and it kind of like smelled so bad. I tell you what. And yeah, the fact that some of them were cats.
I see. You mentioned
And there weren't too many of them.
you mentioned flashes of something.
Yeah, I'm not 100% what they were.
You did
Seemed like regular intervals for a minute, but
yeah.
then kind of got more sporadic.
Lucas did see Dupree casting spells during that combat. After she got there.
Yes, but I'm imagining we're still trying to keep her.
Yeah, but we're not talking about debris, so that's.
I'm just saying
that wasn't interesting.
that was something that Lucas at least knows.
But I think there were also flashes in the distance before the fight that they saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or at
that
least
would have
the-
been her,
yeah.
right?
probably.
2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed to be having a chasing battle with them when you encountered them initially.
You had him on the run in that condition. That's fucking scary. I don't want to fight this. I don't want to fight her. I don't
Bet
think
you're
that
wishing
rope
we
wants
tied
to fight
up,
her.
huh?
I don't know that it makes a difference. I think she could take a rope, no problem.
But yeah. But no, if you are... You didn't technically lie, because you didn't say... Yeah. You didn't lie, so... You aren't telling the whole truth, but you are not lying.
I'm not actively deceiving.
Correct. So you're not technically...
Generally speaking, the word for that is a lie by omission.
It
So
is.
if you want to count that as a roll, if you want us to roll something, deception would be
I
the
would
thing because there
say-
is a phrase for it.
Yeah. I would say it would still be deception. That's what I was really
I
debating
got
with
this,
myself,
boys.
was whether or not it was deception or persuasion.
Which one would you prefer?
It would be
I roll.
it would be deception, because it is still a...
Actually, fuck, that's a
Alive-
7, but I have a +6. So it's actually a nat 1. This die is going to jail.
All right, so we're rolling deception.
I was going to say...
All rolling deception?
The two that were talking about it, specifically, were Hadrian and Lucas. So, one of them can roll with advantage, or each of them can make the roll.
That was an
Do you want me to
18
roll
sound.
advantage? Okay. I don't want an advantage. I want you to
Okay.
just do that.
She kind of looks back and forth between you for a moment. before looking over to Lieutenant Willingham and giving him a bit of a shrug.
Can we say that on my nat 1, she just picks up on the fact that I was not involved in the fight at all and was talking like I was? We just that
She knows
that
that
seems like
there
an
is
easy
something.
way to explain away
She
my
knows there's
shitty ass
something.
rolls.
Yeah, she knows there's something that is off about the story, but can't put her finger on what it is. Not enough to like completely distrust you and not want to take any of you at your word, but enough to know that there is something that you are either not telling or that you are misremembering, something along those lines. It's Calloway that actually speaks up next. He goes, from what I could tell when I was alerted to the situation, I assisted the guard as well as Miss Histy Nefridi folks in scouring the city, along with a couple of other members of my order from the temple. We found several other piles of this ash. Not a lot, but enough to know that there should have been more. From my understanding, though, there wasn't any other actual creatures found. It was just another couple of piles of ash. And it would have been along... and he lists the names of the streets that, Lucas, you know you saw the flashes of light coming from.
Okay.
He goes, does that line up with where you saw them flashes of light?
Roughly, yeah. Out of curiosity, you didn't happen to see any, like, noticeable changes in the area? Rocks and weird shapes or anything like that?
He goes, wasn't particularly looking for it, but
yeah.
I'll send somebody back to take a look at it here in a little bit and follow up.
I think the sooner the better.
At this point, I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't know what the cause of all this nonsense is, but I don't like it. It's actually now Lieutenant Willingham that speaks up. He goes, you folks were on an expedition out to the Black City, correct? That's from what you all told me the other day. That sounds, from what you remember.
Once upon a time, yes, we were.
Mm-hmm.
It was for Mr. Shadow Branch? Does that name sound
Yes,
right?
that's the one.
That's
I'm
the
afraid I
guy.
can't tell you very much about it, though.
Oh,
I've
that's fine. I had a gentleman arrive late last night. He apparently was sent by the colleagues, this Mr. Shadow Branch. He hasn't been in contact with them, and, well, according to the timeline that you all told me the other day, about the time you all disappeared.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's very keen on talking to you lot at some point.
Did he mention his name?
I will as soon as I switch back over to be able to read what the name is. Because I don't remember. It'd be Brooklyn.
I wonder who it could be.
But he's rather keen to talk to you, and he's actually still here in the building.
We'll bring him in.
All right. Sean, if you would like to unmute and join the group. This here is Brooklyn. He's an investigator out of wherever it was Shadow Branch said he was from. Or at least he was hired by the folks there.
And how do you do, sir?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. How are you guys?
Doing as well as we can.
Crazy couple
Okey-doke,
days.
smoky.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
So I hear you were looking to speak to us. Can I ask what about?
Well, it sent me to try to find Shadow Branch. It seems you were the last ones to have any kind of contact with him.
You want him, you can find his corpse in the Black City.
Well, that doesn't sound very promising. It seems you went there and managed to come back.
Yeah, and he didn't. That's where he's at. I'm sure of it. You can find his corpse in the Black City.
It's not very much help.
I'm afraid I'm not very helpful right now. There isn't much help you can get on the matter, I'm afraid. I think it's highly unlikely you'll be able to find anything useful.
Unfortunately, I've still been sent to try. So
Then
What?
try away, my friend.
Mr.
How can I
Brooklyn,
help?
we ourselves are also quite short on information regarding the situation. Perhaps we could share what we know with you, which is unfortunately not very much, but we of course would like to help.
Tell you what, in fact, as experts on somehow miraculously getting out of the Black City, we can take you in. Sound like a plan?
sounds like a great plan. I would very much appreciate that.
All right. If I may, your name again? Not sure I heard it
Brooklyn.
quite right. Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Like the borough.
Not like the borough.
Oh, well then how the fuck is it spelled?
Hang on, I'm sending it through Discord.
That'll be easier.
Oh, I was so close.
Brooklyn.
Oh, Rocklin. Okay. I'm gonna put umlaut over the O. I don't care if that's right.
However it takes you to remember it. All right.
All right then, where to next, folks?
Alice's. We've got to introduce our new friend.
That just is going to be the running joke of this campaign, isn't it?
Yes.
Where are you going to go? We're going to go to Alice's.
That's half a continent away. It's fine. She's like Nurse. Nurse Joy. She's got a twin
Just-
sister somewhere.
She's just always there.
Hi, I'm Alice the person. You may have met my sister, or my other sister, or my other sister, Alice the person.
I love it. Not enough to actually do it, but I do love it.
But in all seriousness,
Back to the beacon, or actually to Alice's? Is that serious?
no.
Okay. All right.
Back to the drawing
beacon.
board, so to speak.
All right, Brooklyn, with us.
Alrighty. I take it that means you guys, after your meeting here, are going to head back to the beacon and regroup. Alright. It's a very long walk back across the street.
A little winded. Took a while.
I know that. All that sprinting across the street. So hard.
So who's breaching the door first? Okay.
Which
Volunteer.
door are you referring to? The one with her in it?
Yes.
Okay. I will be number 2. Fight me for it. Actually, don't. I'll probably lose.
I'll open the door.
I'm just confused as to why we're breaching a door. I just showed up. I'm pretty confused here. I don't know what's happening.
Don't worry
Listen,
about
man,
it.
don't worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about it. Okay. All right.
Look, man, the beware the dog sign just hasn't come in yet.
Interesting.
No.
When we open this door and you see a lady tied up to a bed, don't think anything.
Oh, I'm gonna think something of it.
3, 2, 1. Turn the knob.
Both Rooklyn and Meredith. Someone tried to get in this room while you were gone.
As in, tried at the door or succeeded?
The door. It looks like both of you, just at a glance as you're getting ready to go into this room, see that it looks like someone tried to pick through the lock to get into this room. From the outside, not the inside.
How does one see indications of a lock was picked?
We're
So,
directly
Why you
in the
needed an
keyhole.
investigator.
There is,
Good perception.
well, yes, good perception, but actual lock picks and picking techniques, especially ones done by people who are really bad at it, scratch up locks.
Noted.
That's me.
So, you notice those telltale scratches. And Meredith, having been here already once, you know that they weren't there when you left.
I'm gonna indicate them to Adrienne, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
I'm also not saying anything, but I'm making a big mental note. And I'm
But whoever it was apparently didn't succeed, or if they did, you don't notice anything out of place. And in the room where you left her is Lady Dembélé. Did you actually tie her up or not?
I think we decided not to.
No.
We did not. We just
No.
locked the door.
That's what I thought.
Is she still asleep, by the way? But we were out for like half an hour.
Yeah, you were probably gone about that long. Between meeting Rukil.
Yo, dog, you awake?
Did you just pound on your desk, or was that my neighbors? I gotta know.
It was not me.
Well, I was
So-
asking the guy who said, "Yo, dog, you awake?"
No.
All right, cool. Because it was timed perfectly that I could hear them. They must be raging or something. Their game, but thin walls.
Happens.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, it happens.
So the investigator in me wants to know why you guys have someone locked in a room.
Well, we didn't want her to leave.
She
naturally.
locked it on her own accord and fell asleep.
She just seemed pretty
Okay,
cool,
shut
you
the
know?
fuck up. We didn't want her to leave, but in our defense, she was severely beaten up and involved in the fight that we were just talking about. She went into the Black City with us, and we want to talk to her, but she passed out basically on entry to the building. So we didn't want anyone to like know about her being here, so we locked the door.
Understandable.
I just see it that way.
Definitely glad you see it that way,
For
because you
now.
really shouldn't.
Now. Now, I'm still feeling you guys out. We'll see.
Just hasn't gotten to the draw swords yet.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I draw my sword.
Listen, she just seemed pretty cool, all right? We just wanted to...
Thought that made it okay to lock her up.
Hey, man, we didn't tie her to the bed or anything. Relax.
I mean, we were thinking
It's at this
about
point
it,
that I'd
but
like to
we
remind everybody
didn't.
watching, they did discuss tying her to the bed. They just
He doesn't need to
decided
know that.
against it.
We don't need to share that information.
No, I was just reminding our audience that it was a thing that was discussed. But she does actually stir when you guys enter the room.
Stir, like, just barely awake stir? Like that thing where they kind of talk a little bit, or stir, like, shakes a little.
That,
Groans.
like the just barely awake. And she, you know, again, it would be Marith and Rukil that would notice the one eye going half open from her and quickly glancing around the room. Before.
All right, hang on a second. Let's take a look. See here.
I'm gonna go ahead and nudge her shoulder and ask her how she's feeling. All polite, you know.
Mm-hmm. But when you do that, she just goes, better now that I've made it.
Well, we're glad to hear that. Can I ask how long you've been on the run in this way?
She kind of sits there for a minute and goes, about 4.5, 5 days. Wait, what day is it?
Good question. What day is it?
Does she know?
It's Sunday. It's stream night.
She gives you yesterday's date when you ask her what day she thinks it is.
No, I was asking the DM what day it is so that I could tell her what day it is.
Oh, the actual, like, yeah. I got you.
I don't know your calendar.
But yeah, like I said, she is giving you yesterday's date.
Okay, it's actually tomorrow today. So today is in reality. Insert whatever Joey's about to say.
Yeah. It would be the
What?
2nd of Kylier. It'd be the 2nd of Kylier. Or Gia. The 2nd of Kylier. And she'd have given you the day you woke up here as a date. Because I know Marith asked her.
All right. Mm-hmm.
When you tell her what the date is, she goes, must have lost consciousness at some point. Before, obviously, last night. I'm not sure exactly when it would have been. It kind of is all blending together at this point.
Do you recall where you woke up that 4 to 5 days ago?
I was in the Black City.
In the Black City still? When you got up?
Yes. You asked me how long I'd been on the run getting the ever-living crap kicked out of me. It's been about 5 days.
That's rough.
Pretty rough.
I am inclined to agree. You see her wince a little bit as she tries to sit up.
Need a little water?
That would be appreciated.
All right, I offer my water skin.
She takes it and takes a swig. I'm glad to see you all made it out.
We are too.
So clearly you recognize us.
Of course.
Okay.
She just goes around Atrix, Lukas, Meredith, Hadrian, and then points at Rukla and goes, "That one I don't know."
New. I'm new here. I been sent to investigate the disappearance of Mr. Shadow Branch. Seems he was with you in the Black City.
Yes, he was. In fact, he's the reason that at least these four were in there.
And yourself? As I recall, we all signed on to the same contract in the same manner.
Yes. However, originally I was never supposed to enter the Black City with you, but I had my own agenda.
What was your agenda to enter?
I was following, and she touches the clasp on her cloak, the mother's call. It is the Raven Queen who sent me towards the Black City originally. Shadow Branch asking to have a Reaper accompany you to the Edge was simply a lucky coincidence. If you believe in such things.
What's the last thing you remember about Shadow Branch?
Him refusing to leave the city with the rest of us?
You recall what occurred in the city?
For the most part, yes. Wait,
Fantastic.
you lot don't?
We do
No,
not.
the slightest.
I don't even remember your name.
I don't know shit about fuck.
You know that awkward thing people do when they've been chatting for like 20 minutes and they introduced at the beginning, but you forgot their name and they clearly didn't forget your name? That's what I've been doing for like the last however long I've been talking to you. I have no idea who you are or what you're about. I just know that we went into the Black City together. Actually, I know what you're about now. You follow the fucking Death Queen. That is Kian not knowing the Pantheon.
The Raven Queen.
Adrian is aware of the fact
Yeah.
is aware of the deities.
Yeah. It would have been the Raven Queen.
Cool, appreciate it.
At which point she goes, "If you don't remember, you all may call me Carmen. Or Lady Dupree, whichever you prefer."
Carmen, like it.
It is worth noting that she seems to be fairly friendly with all four of you. Not really speaking much to Rukil because she has no idea who you are, other than you're new.
Fair enough.
Well, Carmen, do you recall when you became separated from the four of us?
Yes, it would have been the day that, well, specifically, it would have been when you four managed to get outside the city. I was unfortunately cornered off by a group of the revivalists' men. And was unable to make it out with you.
DM, am I supposed to know who revivalists are?
That does not sound familiar to you in any way, shape, or form. No. You assume that it must be something, or it would make sense that it is something that happened while you were in the Black City that you should know, but you do not remember the name.
Gotta fill us in on these revivalists.
Goes, you really don't remember anything, do you?
Nah.
Nothing at all. We have quite a mystery on our hands.
I remember you summoned a scythe into your hand and walked into the city. That's where it stops. And actually, that's also where it starts because there are a couple of days between that and where my actual memory drops off.
My brain just hurts every time I try
Seriously,
to
we
remember
don't
anything.
remember shit.
At which point, she just kind of sighs. Sighs, not scythe. Sighs.
Eyes?
It seems that she managed to deal more damage than I thought.
Who?
You remember there was...
Probably not. No. Go on.
Well, you said you remember us entering the city, correct?
I remember you
Yeah.
entering the city.
All right. Do you remember Sabria, the wizard?
Vaguely.
She'd have been the other wizard, or the other
Snake
person.
folk, right?
Yes. Yes.
If she was the snake folk last, yes, I remember her.
Well, it turns out that she is the cause of a number of problems. And most likely the cause of y'all's memory block. She's the one that convinced Shadow Branch to enter the city to begin with.
And do you know what her motives were?
Only part of them. Let's just say her and I had a rather violent falling out before I could get all of the information. It seems she's one of these revivalists.
Okay, there's a connection somewhere.
Yes.
So if I may, can we come back to that question I asked a little while ago? What's the deal with these revivalists? Who are they? What are they about? Why do I give a shit? Just the elevator pitch.
We're going to do
No
a
more than
short
2
answer
minutes.
because
I'm sorry, the stairway pitch.
we don't have time to fully go into all of it, but
That's why I said stairway pitch, only 2 minutes.
The short version is they are one of several factions inside the Black City. Specifically, their motives are to revive the Archlich responsible for creating the Black City. Hence the name Revivalists. As I said, I don't know her entire motives, but from what it seems she needed several, as she put it, untainted individuals for part of some ritual they were trying to perform. Seems you lot were 4 of said untainted individuals.
I'll be honest, there aren't a whole lot of scales that I measure as untainted on. There are very, very few scales on which I measure untainted.
Because I don't
quite
fully
interested
understand.
to know how she figures.
I don't understand it either. It's dark magic. For all I know, it could have something to do with the city itself. You 4 aren't from the city. Maybe that's what she means. And it seems that Mr. Shadowbranch was to be their 5th. Now, the violent discussion that caused to the falling out was the fact that, well, there was an unaccounted for 6th member of that group apart from her. And with the assistance of myself, I prevented her from gaining enough sway over the 5 of you to complete whatever ritual she has intended. Though it seems on the way out she must have hit you with some kind of spell, as you all seem to not remember any of this.
Yeah. So what you're saying is there's a magical person.
Yes.
That, from my point of view, can seemingly pass into and out of the Black City unscathed.
Correct.
And she's part of these revivalists.
Strictly speaking, it seems like anyone can pass in and out unscathed. It's just a question of whether or not they hit you with magic first or not. Because speaking for myself, I'm not magic. You don't look magic. He doesn't look very magic. And I don't think I've ever seen Marith cast a spell, but I could be wrong.
I have holy water.
Got a healing potion. Your point?
There's a difference between holding a potion and I'm pretty sure, look, I'm not learned in this exactly, but I'm pretty sure there's a difference between holding a potion and I can throw fireballs at will. There's got to be a point where you're not magic.
I'm agreeing with you, Hadrian. More poking fun at Atrix.
Oh, I thought you were arguing with me.
No.
Well,
anyway.
There is magic on you, whether you remember it or not. And it is that magic that will let you pass through the veil.
Us, that's true.
Both ways. Without issue. Otherwise, it is somewhat more difficult. And she kind of goes, I'm not entirely sure how to explain it. It's not my area of expertise.
Know anybody whose area it might be?
Wizards, sorcerers, the type that dabble in strange magic.
I was looking
Back
more
to
for like
Alice's?
personal recommendation.
My best guess is Alice. She's probably our go-to for this. No, but in severity, you've answered my first question. Who are the revivalists? What are they about? Yeah, I haven't gotten around to the second one. Why do Adrien Mayor, give a damn about what they want to do? Sounds like if they want to revive a fucking archlich, I just go to another continent. Hopefully he can't find me. Right? Kind of what I'm getting.
You could certainly try. Though, as evident by last night, they have evidently decided that they are going to drag you back, willing or not.
I mean, how far can they? No one has unlimited arm length, you know. Wingspan's limited.
She kind of sits back for a minute and goes, I don't know how far they can reach. I know they've reached outside the Veil. They managed to reach Shadow Branch in order to get him here. He's on the far side of the world from here.
I don't like that answer at all.
I'm not particularly fond of it either, but you asked if you could outrun them. I'm not sure that you can.
Yeah, and I had an answer I wanted, and that's not the answer I got. So here we are.
I don't know what their reach entails. Maybe they can only get messages that far. Whispers, rumors. Or maybe they can get a knife. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of knives, by the way, the fuck is up with this? And I show her the knife. You know the one. Actually, I don't think I have the knife.
You
but
don't have the knife.
I describe the circumstance.
Do we have wait? So we don't have the knife. Do we have the note?
Evidence.
Or no? They kept the note, didn't they?
They kept the
They
note
kept
and the
both.
knife.
We kept the note and the dagger.
Correct.
Anyways, just
You know what?
describing it.
Yeah.
The fuck is up with this, man?
She kind of sits there for a moment and goes, I'm uncertain. Well, that does seem their style, and based on what I've just told you and my own guess, you four are what was stolen that they want to bring back.
Are you so sure they would pursue us specifically? I feel like after a point, it's more convenient to find a
I was gonna
different
say, what if we
sacrifice.
find them others?
I don't know.
What if we just go back?
Look, I'm keen on the whole solving the problem, but usually I prefer the solution that keeps me intact and healthy and all that stuff. And this does not seem like that one. That does not seem like the solution.
There are
So-
people. There are
I
people.
mean, a little bit
inside-
of combat as exercise.
There are people.
You
inside
did
the
also
world.
offer to help me find the Shadow Branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it would not only accomplish what he's looking for, but instead of them coming to us, we go to them and get the first step done.
And I made this offer given incomplete information. Circumstances change. Sorry, mate. I'm not certain that I can go into the Black City.
There are people inside the Black City who stand against them.
Oh, are there now?
I said they were one of several factions.
Kind of just assumed they were all evil factions. You know, it's a place called the Black City. It's hard to imagine otherwise.
A little bit.
Oh, what can you tell us of these other factions?
There's the I never got a proper name for them. I've just been calling them loyalists because they seem to be following whoever the current ruler is for the Black City. He's referring to himself as the last councilman.
Wait, so you're telling me that there's an entire civilization currently hidden within a magic city where there's mystical veil on the outside so that you can't even tell shit's going on inside. It's like a whole top to bottom civilization runs itself, and there are evil people, evil organizations, good organizations, all that jazz going on, and they haven't even like fully branched out to make contact with the one city right next to them.
I told you it wasn't as easy to get in and out as you seem to think it is.
I did it. I forgot, but it's the story I was given really seems like you just leave.
I did it. I got fucked up, but I still did it.
Well, the getting fucked up was unrelated to the actual leaving. That was like spell leave, not leave. Magic effect automatically happens to make you to wipe your mind. All the context I have says going in and going out. It's like stepping through a curtain on stage.
Exactly. So we should go back.
Why? We're already on the safe side of the stage.
Yeah, but don't
The
you want to see it and
safer
actually know what it
side.
looks like?
There are
I
plenty of
am
things
curious
I'd like
of these
to
other
see.
factions
Yeah.
on the
So
loyalists.
we got the loyalists, the revivalists.
And then there
Well-
is...
You know what?
And then there is...
Marith, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Because I'll be honest, I don't really like either option. Running sounds like they could get a knife in my back wherever I go. Going in sounds like walking to suicide. So whatever you say, I'll follow. I give up.
I'm certainly not going anywhere near the Black City without more information. But I would like to know what Lady Dupree intends to do going forward.
She kind of sighs for a moment and goes, "Eventually, I'm going to be returning to the Black City."
Do you know what your goal is there?
Eventually, to hopefully help stop the revivalists and keep the last faction from utter extinction. Because the third faction would be the Raven's Hollow. It's the only place that isn't in some way seeming to be ruled by some sort of undead nonsense.
We just have to take care of the other two factions. And then that's it.
The Loyalists don't seem to be nearly as much of a threat. The Revivalists
Not
are the
as
ones that are,
much.
well, they're still primarily undead. But they are far more occupied right now with dealing with the Revivalists. Because if the Revivalists have their way, the last councilman will be ousted from his position. And the Archlich will be restored to power.
And so is there a reason, is this last councilman good guy, bad guy?
I honestly don't know. I'm inclined to say that there's something dark about him, mostly because he still uses undead minions. But
Everyone's
honestly,
got a
no.
flaw. No one's perfect, as they say.
We have a mission. We have an end goal.
Because they're the ones that would potentially know about the Archlich from before, I will have Lucas, Merith, and Hadrian all roll history.
Five.
4.
Probably really bad. 4.
We don't know shit.
You don't know shit. Y'all
I
apparently
know the
skipped.
title.
Y'all apparently skipped that day in school.
I come from far away. It's fine.
I mean, bandit child, so.
Like I said, y'all apparently
I had a
skipped
very
rolled an
specific
11.
trade in mind when I was being educated. 2 specific trades, actually. Neither of them were archery.
Fair. But yeah, you three would have been the ones that could have potentially known all of that history, but apparently y'all didn't pay attention that day in school, which is fine.
Damn.
But yeah, she has every intention of going back into the Black City, but she looks around and I was intending to make sure that you all had made it out safely and at least had some similar
That's
balance
nice.
of what was happening.
So, do you want us to come back with you?
I'll come back. I'll go back with you.
I appreciate that.
Atrix, you know if you go, I gotta make sure you don't die.
And we already know that Brooklyn has got to come with, because he's got to figure out what happened to what's his nuts.
Branch.
All right. Well, Merith, it's all up to you. Like I said, I'll do whatever you say. You are
It
the lady,
would
and I am
be
but the advisor.
it would be quite a nuisance to have this threat hanging over our heads for presumably the rest of our lives. I would like to know Lady Dupree's best possible outcome. If everything goes perfectly, what does she intend the final state of the Black City to be?
If everything goes perfectly, ideally the Black City's shroud will fall. But that seems unlikely.
What exactly does the shroud do?
Again, not my area of expertise, but I'll explain it as best I can. The shroud functions as a sort of focal point. Those who can pass through the shroud, yourselves, me, have the ability to walk through this focal point. At the exact moment we are in the shroud, we exist in 2 places. The city and here. On one side of the veil is the city. On the other side is everything else. It's like a barrier of sorts between one world and another.
Well, how do we get people to be able to go through the shroud? Because at the very least, I can't just leave Mr.
That is something.
Mr. Bumfuck here wants to find Shadow Branch. Mr. Rooklyn. Can't just leave him high and dry, you know. He's got to get in there.
That is something that I believe can be sorted. It requires myself and another spellcaster. But there's a ritual which I thankfully thought to take notes on, and I believe could be recreated. Though it would take a relatively skilled practitioner of the arcane.
I know someone who can help you.
Alice.
Alice!
I'm gonna say our Pythonian friends, so we can keep Alice alive, and
You guys have met.
I don't think we need to bring Alice to the Black City. I think we
There-
could just
there
say,
are-
hey, Alice, can you make him able to go in?
You guys have encountered 2 wizards to your knowledge, Alice and Histi Nafriti.
I say
Vote for Histy.
we'll go with the ladder on that one to keep Alice safe, you know, to keep her shop up and running.
We promised to be loyal customers and bring other loyal customers to her. This is going to Histina Free is the opposite of that.
if we find anything spectacular, we can sell said items to Alice.
And who knows, maybe Alice
So-
restocked since we've been.
Since
Maybe
yesterday?
she's got some new. Yeah, I mean, hey, we get truck every other day, so you never know.
Let's say, when does she get her carriage? No, but for real though, like that. If nothing else,
am wanting to
if we
go
need
to-
some form of motivation, we could just go to like help restock Alice.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking, all right? You two, who are actually really into Alice, and I'm just doing it for the bit. But Atrix and Lucas, why don't you two go with Rooklyn to go see Alice, ask if she's interested in helping with this, and then Meredith and what the fuck? What was I thinking? Dupree, Carmen, got it. Can discuss what exactly the ritual entails and whether or not it's even worth bringing another person into the Black City. Actually, that's a you decision. Do you wanna you want to try to go into the Black City, or you're gonna just call it here, knowing that you're almost certainly going to die in there? And if you don't die, you very well there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, an 80% chance you completely lose all your memories of having ever been in there.
From the looks of things, staying out here is still going to get us killed. So I say we go for it.
I was asking specifically Rooklyn if he still thinks it's worth going in.
Everything's about me all the time.
I mean, of course, my lady.
Yep.
Well, I am actually obligated to find the whereabouts of Mr. Shadow Branch, so it seems I don't have much of a choice.
I'm so sorry for your loss then.
Rookhill. Rooklyn, sorry. Rooklyn. At the mention of this ritual, you hear a subtle whisper in your ear that simply says, "Do not worry about it. You will be able to pass through the veil without issue." No one else hears
Well,
it,
that's
just you.
promising.
It's fucking scary.
I
Sure,
Paul
you can
Moss,
come in the Death City.
Just, just that tinnitus acting up again.
Like I said, nobody else hears anything, just him. I almost texted to him so that you guys didn't even know.
Oh, you could have.
I know.
I say we just, hunt down Hasty.
Anyway, I am on board. Entering into the black. Fine, Shadow Branch.
Fine, but one rule, one stipulation. I'm going to come up with more. I promise it will happen. But right now, I've got one stipulation. We do not go in guns blazing. We do not go in. I'm sorry. We do not go in arrows flying. We do not go in loud and proud, drawing any attention to us. And we build up as much of an informational collection as we can on the inside about the inside before we do anything.
I can do quiet.
Go get a second bag of holding.
Just put that where the dead Archlich's body is. And he's gone forever.
But yeah.
I am a Lightfoot halfling, so I can be stealthy and quiet and fit into very small spaces. So
And liches are legendary enough that you would all know what they are, even if you don't necessarily none of you have ever seen one, but you would know what they are and know that the fact that one is dead means that someone destroyed its phylactery. So someone purposely took this thing out a long time ago. That's information that you would
already know.
Yeah. That's not something you would have to roll for. They're legendary enough, just like things like vampires. You know they exist. And know small details about them. Not everything, but enough to know things like that. To kill a lich, you have to destroy a phylactery. You don't know what a phylactery is, you just know you have to destroy one.
Stabby, stabby.
So
Alright.
the likelihood of him having a body somewhere is small. Because it probably would have disintegrated to ash by now. And it wouldn't have reformed because the phylactery was destroyed. Like I said, just because I'm not sure if it was Atrix making the plan or Dusty making the plan of creating a black hole into the astral plane with two bags of holding, but as a note, your characters would know that probably won't work very well. At least not in this situation.
Not yet.
But yeah. In addition to that, Lady Dupree would say that if you are truly coming to the Black City, then I recommend we head straight to Raven's Hollow, as it will be the safest place to begin, as neither the Loyalists nor the Revivalists currently have a foothold there, as far as we can tell.
Marth, I advise that we enter the Black City, play it quiet, learn what we know, learn what we can know, I mean to say. completely topple their political structure, become the new Lord and Lady of, or the Lady and her advisor of the Black City. Completely
It would
eliminate.
certainly be an interesting domain. I'd gain quite a title. We'll set that as a stretch goal. We'll aim for staying alive.
Might
Treat it
I
like a Kickstarter.
intervene and say
It's our
maybe
stretch goal.
rename it? Maybe not keep it known as the Black City.
No, if I say I am Adrien Merrill, advisor to the Lady of the Black City, do you know how many people will shit their pants the moment they hear that? That is a kind of power I cannot give up.
This
Oh,
is our
dear Lord.
pre-true adventure pep talk, and I'm loving it.
What kind of monsters have I unleashed?
I'm just here to find Shadow Branch. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, you know what? We find him. You do what you got to do with him, and
Honestly,
come
that's
back.
fine.
You come
I
hang
like
with
it.
us.
Maybe you could engorge and help us.
People.
All right.
Off to meet Alice.
I thought we were going with Histy.
At mention of
Off to meet the other one.
At the mention of both of them, Lady Dupree goes, "Do you trust them?" Keep in mind that I know, or that we know, at least the revivalists have been able to get out to the city. We don't know who all here could be agents for them.
I'll be honest. I trust Alice because she's not involved in politics at all. She's been here for a while, and all she does is run her business. No one can you trust more than someone who runs a simple mom and pop style. God damn it, Kian. Business. They've got one thing in mind: putting food on the table. I trust Alice to have that goal in mind. That said, we're probably going to pay her a significant amount to run this, but that is a reliable person who is not going to oust us to the Black City.
Yeah, she's not the kind of person I want to threaten.
The Pythonian, no idea. No idea what she's up about. I don't trust her at all. I don't trust
I
her as
wouldn't
far as
mind threatening her.
she's politically involved.
Because
And
wouldn't
politically
Lucas
involved people?
so wouldn't Lucas already know that Alice's has been around for quite a while beforehand anyways?
Yeah. I would say Lucas would...
Relatively.
Actually, Lucas would have known that both of them have been there for quite a while.
Yeah.
He's probably never actually met Histy Nefriti until yesterday. But he would have known that she was around. Because she's been stationed here for quite a while.
If nothing else, heard of a magical Pythonian woman in the guard.
Yeah. She's
I trust Alice more because she's not politically advanced in this whole scenario.
Because for your characters, it would have been yesterday. You would know that she is not a member of the guard officially. She is a member of the Vigilant. But she has been stationed here for quite a while. And at least Marith would have heard of the Vigilant before because she is pretending to be the lady of their stronghold. Or the daughter of the lady of their stronghold. Because their stronghold is on Blackwatch. So, that is other information that your
don't
characters
know either of these.
That makes Joseph
remember.
want to go with Histy even more.
Actually, out of character, I got to ask real quick just to know. Because I can't remember.
Yes.
Do Lukas and Atrix know that Marith is a pretender to the throne, or is that, or have we kept that guy's up?
As far as I
for
know,
both?
you guys have kept that guy's up. I don't know
That was
you
my
have ever
intention,
told
or that was
either
my
of them.
assumption. I don't.
Now,
I
out of
wasn't certain.
character,
You haven't told me otherwise, and I've had no reason to believe otherwise.
out of character,
Okay.
we all know that. But as of right now, as far as you four at least are concerned, she is still the Lady of Blackwatch.
Okay.
But yes,
Duly noted.
like I said, Marith would at least know them. My guess is Hadrian would have at least had some knowledge of them, both as a spy and as the advisor to Lady Marith. Would know that they are stationed on Blackwatch as their home base. And officially are led by the Lady of Blackwatch. Like I said, information that your characters would remember, but for y'all that has been almost a month ago, if not a little bit longer. Because that would have been session 1.
Yeah, because that was yesterday, but it was also
Yeah, it was
weeks and weeks
yesterday,
ago.
but for all of us as players, it was weeks ago. I just wanted you all to be aware of what your different options truly are and what you all know about them. And Atrix knows nothing about any of these people because why would he?
My brain hurts when I try to remember stuff.
And Rukil
Yeah, no, I
wouldn't have been here long
definitely
enough to have met
100% am more interested in getting magical services from Alice because Alice is a simple businesswoman. She's just trying to get from today to tomorrow to the next. Histy Nefriti has goals. And you can never trust people with goals.
In the same vein, why would Alice want to help us? Like you said, we might have to offer a massive sum of money.
We did. I feel safe assuming that given our ownership of our coming out of the Black City with a nice lump sum of money, maybe the person most eager to getting back into the Black City might be able to foot the bill. And even if not, we can possibly pool the funds to do it.
It couldn't hurt to hear both sides.
I'm going to turn back to Carmen.
What if we could get both of them to do it and leave Carmen out of it?
Well, Coleman's the one that knows how.
Carmen
I'm
knows
sure she could
how
teach
Bad
people.
plan.
Should
Yeah,
she wrote it
that-
down?
That would raise the question of like, why are you making me do it? Why not you just do it?
Carmen
She
kind of,
feigns not magical.
but yeah, Lady Dupree just kind of looks at you and goes, because a Reaper is required for part of the ritual.
Ah, well,
Hence
Yeah.
why I had
Coulda
to
led that.
Bada
Could've
bing,
let
bada
that.
boom.
Hence why I was contracted to go to the Black City with you.
Bueno.
Okay, so just to be clear, what I'm hearing is the ritual has to be done at the edge of the Black City, not wherever to give the person this superpower to go in and out.
As far as I understand, the ritual can be done anywhere. It was Sabria's attempt to make sure the ritual did not become public knowledge that led her to want us to do it at the edge of the Black City. I have found no notes or no indication in any of what I took as notes and any of the
In that case,
discussions I had
Feel
with
me out here.
others inside.
Other than us paying Alice money, to pay Alice with the knowledge of how to do it. Because
and
she's
in the safety
magical
and security of
and
her own
right
city.
by though.
That kind of sounds almost, that's like right next to paying with exposure. Like,
But think about how much
scientists
money she's going to be able to make off of
knowledge,
this.
they get paid in the ability to put food on their table, right? Translate to that to fantasy realm. She gets paid in the ability to put food on the table. She's not a
Also,
hobbyist.
Which is what she's in the business of. So that's a good deal for her. think about it, she would be the only one in this neighboring city with the ability to do.
But if Carmen comes with us, she wouldn't have the ability to do it because she wouldn't have
We're
a
not
reaper.
gonna bring up the repo poet.
So let's just keep that hush hush for now.
Yeah, we'll keep that on the down low.
We
Fine,
side
fine.
note,
Try this, and if not, Carmen, I imagine you probably pulled a lot of money from the Black City. You want to get in so bad? Maybe you could sweeten the deal for her, Alice.
As a reminder, Hadrian went through all of her stuff. You didn't find much in the way of gold or treasure.
You said nothing interesting. You didn't specify how much money she had, but duly noted, not much money. Well, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not gonna let her know that I rooted through her shit. I'm still gonna say that.
I'm just telling you, you know that she broke.
Okay, duly noted. I'm still saying what I said because I don't want her to know that I went through her shit. Fully aware of the fact that I'm probably going to have to help foot the bill for whatever this is going to do.
Mhm.
also, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, we still don't know what's up with the Lady Mayor.
No, because you haven't seen her. She hasn't been out
I
today.
assume she's just working. It's the middle of the day. She's got stuff to do.
Yes, but the way she was fawning all over us.
And today seems to be avoiding you.
Yeah.
Mm. Interesting.
I feel like it would have behooved her to have at least breakfast and or brunch with
Or at least
the
check
Lady
on
of Blackwatch.
guests, or potentially
And try to, do her thing, tourist thing.
Did you actually bring up the Lady Mayor in front of Lady Debris? Or are you just staying it as a note to the actual players?
Lucas would have said it in front of her, thinking nothing of it.
Okay. And she just kind of looks around for a moment and goes, "Is that where we're staying? Or where you've been staying?"
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I see. I don't know much about the Lady Mayor of Hope Falls. But I ask you the same question I did about your wizards. Do you trust her?
No.
Not especially.
Yeah, actually,
Not to do anything.
I don't trust her abilities, but I don't trust her ability to keep a tight mouth. But I know what she's going to do in any given situation. She's going to try and sell us on the tourist attraction of this city, and she's going to do everything she can to make this city a better tourist attraction. That's what she's going to do. Any given circumstance, she's going to spin it to bring more people here. That's it. So I know exactly what she's going to do, and I trust her insofar as I trust my knowledge of what she's going to do. Always.
Why would she want to bring so many people to the city?
Because it makes this, if it's a tourist attraction, people come in, bring outside money into your city, makes your city prosper better.
But also say
fills her own coffers too.
Say 1,000 people come through that gate. Maybe 10 go missing. People don't really notice. Those 10 people missing could serve into some sort of ashen army that we might have encountered beforehand.
I don't think she's involved in that, honestly. I think she's too airheaded. But good point. I'm not ruling that out.
I have seen mayors attempt similar revenue-raising schemes before. I will reserve judgment for the time being.
So, not fully trusted then.
No.
Understood. Is there anyone other than this Alice in this city that you do truly fully trust?
Oh, there's
We have
another
not
one.
been here
In
long.
general?
All right, you two just talked over each other.
Yep. Whoever spoke, speak.
Is there anyone in the city we trust in general?
Like,
Or-
completely trust.
I'm kin to the paladin.
Yeah, and that cemetery lady who watches over, she's like
Yeah,
Raven Queen.
uh,
It's all about the Raven Queen.
hang on.
Probably pretty
I
chill.
see.
Yeah,
Sister
the one
Nuella.
that, yeah, the one that splashed holy water in her face right when she opened the door.
At that, you just see Lady
Considering she
Dupree
didn't
just kind of...
smite you on the spot for such a sin, I think she's trustworthy.
Sister Nuella is surprisingly nice for a person who lives and breathes. Yep, seems like a kind of trustworthy person.
I see. Then I would recommend, while we make any other preparations to return to the city, those who you truly trust are informed that there could be agents from without infiltrating the city and causing these issues that you have mentioned, and with the knowledge that I have just brought you, potentially far worse. But I would only trust that information to those who you completely trust. If you do not completely trust them, I would advise against spreading that information. Simply because we do not wish it to get back to anyone who could be an agent for the revivalists, or even potentially the loyalists. I don't know if they have agents out and about. But I know the revivalists do.
All right. Case, I would advise we tell no one. Because I trust Alice to aid us with magic stuff. I do not trust anyone to keep a secret.
I am in agreement. We have met some people that we generally trust, but none that we can entrust with this information completely.
And are the other two of you in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might as well be.
So for now, we shall keep it our secret.
agreed.
And with that, she kind of lays back down and just... I'm going to rest for a bit. It's been a grueling few days. When you have made arrangements for whatever ritual, for the ritual to take place, let me know and I will make sure to be there so that the ritual can be completed.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Merith, in that case, to wait here for a moment. I will go get food for both. Like, because I imagine it was late lunch. We had a conversation, or late afternoon, had a conversation with what's his face,
Mm.
Captain of the Guard, Paladin Man,
Yep.
Histy. Then chatted. Then met Sean's character, Rooklyn. And now we've had this. It's probably noon to 1, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it'd probably
A
be
little
time
later?
for lunch, late lunch.
Cool. I'm gonna go grab a lunch for Merith and give me a second. All these names, they'll come in. Carmen. Go grab a lunch for Merith and Carmen. And ask, or I'll probably bring one for Carmen, one for Merith, go back for my own, and come back and join them. I don't care what you other three do for lunch. You can sit at the table or join us. I don't really care. But I would like to watch over that room for a little while. Make sure everything stays safe and whatnot.
Fair enough.
I feel safe assuming that they'll have lunch for us in the kitchens.
If you would like it, yeah, you can get lunch here. You are still guests.
All right. I will make use of that. I know
I'd
that
still like.
getting lunch is not helping my attempts at not being labeled as the help. But at the end of the day,
No, it is not.
I also forgot to ask at the end of our little excursion at the beginning of this, was that the another milestone for that? Were we supposed to do anything for that? Like XP wise or
Oh,
levels wise?
not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I suspect that will probably be about the end of either the end of tonight or sometime middle of next session, give or take a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So you all are
Lunch?
having a lunch.
Lunch? Everyone lunch?
Lunch.
I can get some bread.
So lunch, and then are we going with Alice? But I trust Alice more than lady whose name I can't pronounce.
Histy, yeah.
Histina
I gotta
Fiti.
ask first real quick.
Histy.
Before we move on to that, I gotta know, are youth eating lunch that's in the room or no? Are you like sitting down at the table to eat?
I don't know I'm here, so I don't know.
It'd
Kurt,
probably be one of
I
those things
say-
where I go like get a loaf of bread and a side and then just go back up to the room and gnaw on it for
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, let's
More
move.
private.
All right.
So we're going with Alice for our magic person.
Mm-hmm.
We're
'Cause-
trusting no one else for the time being.
We still have the other lady that we don't know where she is.
Right. Are we doing anything about the Lady Mayor?
I think we should.
I'll be honest, I thought she was pretty annoying. And when I rooted through her stuff last night, I did not see any malicious plans, mostly just touristy things. So,
But you have to remember that someone tried to break into the.
Yeah, someone did try to break into the room.
And unless you've
Which-
said something up till this point, that is the first time it has been brought up that someone tried to break into this room.
Okay, well, I think this is the first time it's been brought up. So
it is the first time it's been
It's
brought.
absolutely.
FYI, guys.
someone tried to break into this room. Little
Well, that's
PS
news
side
to
note.
Excuse me?
Little PS side note. So maybe we don't want to leave the pre-hero unattended with someone trying to break into the room that she was in.
Oh shit! I was thinking that as we walked into the room, and I forgot in the. Yeah. Okay. I will stay behind and hang out with her.
Man.
I don't know that I have to be the only one. If someone else wants to join me, that's fine. If you don't want to, also fine.
I'll stay with you.
Cool.
She would actually speak up and go, someone attempted to break in while I was unconscious. Then, with all due respect,
Yeah.
I would prefer not to stay here.
That's fine. You can come with us. All they're
I
welcome
mean,
to join
as
the
much
party.
as I need
like
my
getting
rest,
up and going. I
I
assumed
need
you
to not-
needed your rest, but sure.
I do, but I would rather not stay somewhere where someone is obviously trying to get to me.
The other option is a church bell tower. So if that is your preference,
I can fly you up there.
I'm
nice
not sure
and
how to
early.
remove you quietly from this building. But
I'll fly you. Nobody will look up.
No, no one is outside on a sunshiny day at noon.
I just think it's a big bird.
in the middle of the town.
I've been here for a bit. I do some weird shit. All right, people probably wouldn't think twice. For
Fair
God's sake,
enough.
I normally sleep in a bell tower.
She just kind of goes, if you believe that would be more secure, I would happily rest there.
Never been bugged up there, but I've also not necessarily been hunted before, so.
I will still hang by because all things considered, getting flown up to the bell tower is pretty surefire way of being found out.
I mean, I'd assume there's a ladder because people that can't fly have to maintain the thing.
Yeah, there would
I
be
mean,
a ladder up to
yeah.
it.
We were talking about flying, but
I just
Six
thought
to
you
one
might like
half
the
a dozen.
experience. Not a lot of people can fly.
as far as we knew, no one knew she even was in town. But still, someone knew specifically which room of the house she was in. So I still feel safe having the ability to watch over her and make sure she's not being attacked.
Single entrance. It's kind of nice.
Cool. All right, then.
And
She and I, and maybe Marith. I don't know Marith's stance on this
Lucas.
at this point with the bell tower.
yeah,
We'll hang out at the bell tower.
Lucas, you would know that the bell tower is located on top of. It's a relatively small shrine to the Lord Protector. So it is a shrine referred to as the Stand. And
Okay. Of course, I give them directions, maybe a few hints as to when people may or may not be coming in, just so they can avoid eye contact.
you know, and it's one of the reasons you picked it, would have been the bell tower is rarely used because it is only usually used as an alarm for the city rather than in any type of true worship. So it's usually a fairly quiet. Every once in a while, someone goes up to make sure that it is in working condition, but
His name is Tom. He's a good friend with Atrix. They know each other well.
I mean, probably more likely to be friends with Lucas, the guy who lives in the bell tower.
I got it backwards. Shut up.
I was gonna say I know a Tom.
You do, but it's a different Tom than the one that works on the bell tower.
So there's this guy named Tom. Just
Is Tom chill? Can I trust Tom?
I don't think Tom trusts Tom. I don't know
Okay.
if he's all there or not.
So if he
He just
comes
kinda
up,
leaves me alone.
Okay, he comes up. I just kick him out before he has a chance to see anything. Got it. Cool. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
All right.
two of you are going with me to Alice.
Yeah,
Hope,
right.
because I don't know Alice. So hopefully someone that has met Alice is going with me.
I've met Alice.
You've
Okay.
purchased something from Alice, so you're definitely coming.
Someone that has interacted with Alice should go with me. Main point.
I think Atrix and I will follow, or will take you to Alice.
Would be
Brooklyn.
greatly appreciated.
It's up to Marith whether she goes.
Yeah.
Atrix Alex and Atrix Lucas and Brooklyn or myself.
No, I'm going with Adrienne and Carmen.
All right.
So you two are going to the stand, bell tower, and the other three are headed off to Alice's.
Alice's
Again.
Go.
something.
Not Alice's restaurant. Alice's Arcane Wonders.
Yes.
Not a
I cannot get that song out of my head, so it's taking
Miss
everything in my power not to
60-minute long
belt
song.
out and sing it.
Mr. Megorium's Wonderful Emporium.
That
Yes.
movie slaps. All right, back to the game.
All right.
All right. I guess we're heading to Alice's.
Yep.
So whenever we arrive at Alice's, hi Alice. We're back.
She just kind of turns
Again.
and goes,
We're figments of your imagination,
I see
and
that.
we need some help.
All right. What can I do for you?
So we have a friend, relatively. Too long
That's a
didn't
strong
read.
song.
We got some magic stuff that needs doing, and we need a second magical person. And we were thinking you.
All right.
It's a pretty unique opportunity.
So far, all I'm hearing is a lot of vague.
But,
Alice,
like-
please help.
What I want to know is, do you think you can handle
Possibly. At this point, all I've been given is
it?
a vague. We need someone that knows magic. Yes, I
I'll-
know magic.
I'll explain to her what the whole what I learned from Carmen, at least. I didn't know if Carmen gave me any details on said ritual.
That
But
Probably
I would
depends
freely
on if
open and
you,
share most of the answers to any questions she
I
has.
was going to say that would depend on how much you asked if Carmen was going to send you with.
I would have asked her for enough to explain it because I don't know shit about magic.
Okay. In that case, she probably would have given you not a full copy of what was needed, but enough to get the gist of it.
Cliff notes.
Yeah.
You got the cliff notes, guys.
Basically.
All right. I give her the wizard cliff notes.
And she
Let her take a minute to read that.
kind of looks at it and goes, "This is remarkable. Does it work?"
We think so. We've been told it has. And allegedly, we were the people that it was used on.
I see.
And we're still alive, so
Yeah.
And she kind of looks it over for a minute and goes, "I believe it would be possible for me to accomplish this, yes."
Would you be willing to help us?
For a price.
Name it. Please.
Hang on. 'Cause
Like, we're talking gold.
Please be affordable. Please be affordable.
I'll trade you one bag of holding.
Oh, it's got my trunk in it. Don't trade that.
yeah, it's also got my
He doesn't
trunk in
have
it.
the bag.
I'm sorry. All magic item purchases are only worth about half as much as trade-in value.
Only shot it once.
Yes,
I only
everyone has
put
only
2
one.
mags through it.
It's never been
If this sounds familiar, it's because that's what everyone who tries to sell their stuff to us talks like. I've only used it once. Just like, every used car you've ever encountered has only been driven by a little old lady on the weekends to church. Never anywhere else. Only to church. She was a very religious little old lady.
Little old lady, too.
I trust that
Same
car
lady.
less than any other used car.
I've seen how little old ladies drive. I don't trust it at all.
And I know how little old ladies understand engines. I don't trust it at all.
You mean I can't use canola oil?
Only if it's a diesel.
Anyway, back to the cost.
Yeah, back to the game.
Yeah, Alice. What you thinking?
It would probably cost around 200 gold.
We don't have that.
What if? And just a proposal. Like I said, allegedly it's been used on us before. We made it in and out. We've learned a little bit more about why we may or may not remember things. So I have a proposition for you. You know where we're going. You know what's inside it, or what could be inside it. I mean, we have stuff, magical items that we found, things like that. What if, you remember that bag of holding we bought from you? Really nice item, by the way. Fantastic quality. Love it. What do you say to 100 gold, and we bring back as many magical items as we can find for you?
And knowledge of how to do this ritual.
Yeah, that too. We'll sell you some magical or we'll give you some magical items to accommodate the extra 100 that we're not giving you up front. And then anything else, if you like it enough, we'll let you have first dibs at it.
Roll your persuasion.
Absolutely. I have
And a
to get
crisp
there.
high five.
And what?
Crisp high five.
How's it 20 total? Dirty 20.
She kind of sits there for a minute and goes, "You won't tell anyone else how to perform the spell."
Absolutely not.
We don't even know how to perform it. How would we?
In fact,
I'm telling you that.
keep
I'm
that
telling
paper.
you. I am telling you that as someone that can cast spells. I don't know how to do this.
I will absolutely let you keep that paper in the meantime. And afterwards, of course.
And I get first dibs on anything that you bring back from the Black City. Magic item-wise.
Absolutely.
Not our bag of holding.
That didn't come from the...
That didn't come from the Black City, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it goes in and then comes back out, we brought it back.
We still have the receipt somewhere, probably. If her return policy is 60 days, we're still well within that.
Just kind of shakes her head and goes, "I suppose I could probably do that. 100 gold. First dibs on
100 gold.
First dibs on
100 gold worth of... Guaranteed
city.
100 gold worth of magic items. Some...
Guaranteed 100 gold
Or
worth
an
of magic
equivalent...
items,
Or an equivalent service, if
with me
something
getting
terrible happens.
first dibs on whatever comes back from the Black City. Minus your
Absolutely.
bag of holding. And I get exclusive
And you get to keep the
knowledge of
paper.
spell.
A crisp high five.
Rolls her eyes for a moment, goes, "And a crisp high five."
That's his part of the bargain, not mine.
I'm broke, but I'm a good guy. Okay.
I suppose that would be acceptable.
Alrighty.
I would like to promptly give Alice a crisp high five.
Roll performance.
Sure, roll your performance to see how good of a crisp high five you do. Because we can do that.
Give me a second. Got a 19.
19?
Yep.
It's a pretty good high five.
Nice crisp one.
Looked at the elbow and everything.
Alright.
Good to go.
And when will I be performing this ritual for you?
Right now.
Didn't specify any specific time on the paper, did it?
No. So
We'll have to get back to you.
That is up to y'all.
That being said, like I said, I'll let you keep the paper and everything because that's my only copy.
Are you free now?
Kind of gestures around. I'm currently running my store.
Right, I imagine.
Well, fair enough.
What are your closing hours? When do you close?
She gives you a time in the evening around 6-ish.
Okay. Do you have anything you got to take care of immediately today? Plants, pets, whatever, that time immediately wouldn't necessarily work for you?
No.
Okay. We'll probably be around that time then. I got to get back to my other compatriots. We got to pool our extra funds and everything. But like I said, we'll make sure you get your 100 gold, right?
100 gold.
Okay. Give us a few. We'll come back, see you later. If there's anything you need, speak now for hold your peace.
No.
Okay. We'll see you later. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Alice.
Like very much.
Also, it was nice to meet you.
That's Brooklyn. He's the guy we just met.
Damn.
He's a good guy that we just met.
I am a good guy.
As you can see by his high five performances.
You are by far the strangest customers I ever have.
Thanks, Mom.
You mean the
Loyal.
best customers?
I said I was good. I didn't say I was normal. But I was good.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Then I think we would make our way to the bell tower to collect the rest of our funds.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know how much Brooklyn has, but
Yeah, Brooklyn.
To be fair,
As of right now, I have 10 gold.
because Brooklyn was created late yesterday. Have
Because
not gone
I
through
asked
and
that question shortly before starting and was not given an
so
answer.
Brooklyn probably has more money than that, but I
But-
haven't had the time to figure out how much that would have been for traveling expenses that they would have given him. So this is a good time though to call it for the evening anyway, as it is a little after 11 and we have been going for about 3 hours, give or take a little bit. At least I've had my XSplit going for about 3 hours.
Okay.
So that leaves us when we would like to get together next, because I know next month is going to be a bit of a hassle, which we talked about before.
Didn't we, unless I'm mistaken, our plan was to switch the weeks that we normally would stream, continuing the every other week, just
Yes. So
offset it by 1 week. We've already started that. Might as well just continue every other week from this week.
The next stream will be on the 10th, if that works for everyone.
Yep, that looks good to me, probably.
Okay.
Alrighty.
it's good with me.
Provided I don't get food poisoning again.
Yeah, you probably should do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
On the on
Oh,
the 10th.
pro tip: when I eat things that I can't, shouldn't eat, the what works really well for me is to uneat it. I advise you do that too. It unless like you uneat it so hard it goes into your nose and you have to go to the hospital. Don't do that.
Ian, do you have an eating disorder that we need to talk about?
Anyway,
No, I'm allergic to peanuts.
I will
Oh, I know that.
look forward to seeing you all on the 10th.